Hi, and welcome to this video on UiPath with me, Jeppe. In this one, we're taking a look at AiFabric and machine learning. It's a subject that some people think is a little bit complicated, but I'll try to simplify it so we can get up and running quickly. So let's get to it. So before we jump into the platform, let's talk briefly about machine learning. When you talk about machine learning, you usually talk about models. Models come in two flavors, roughly, and this is a simplified explanation, but they come in either untrained or pre-trained versions. And a pre-trained model would be something like a language translation model, for example, where you feed English text into it and get French text out of it. And a trainable model is a model that knows how to do some kind of evaluation, but it needs to be trained within the domain that you want it to work. And in our case, we're using what's called a text classification model, and that knows how to classify text based on some training data. So we need to train this model. It doesn't know how to do this classification without training data. So we put in some training data, and that training data in our case looks something like this. These are text messages followed by the classification. When we feed this kind of data into the model, it will learn how to identify spam. So once we've done that, we get a smarter model. And it's tempting to say, okay, now we are set to go. We can put that into production. But we want to evaluate that model first. And we do that by inputting some evaluation data. And evaluation data more or less looks like training data. We have the text message followed by the classification. But what we do during evaluation is that we feed the data into the model, and it makes its own decision based only on the message itself. And then it compares its own result to the result that we give it. And that way we can get a score of how precise was the model in its processing of our data. When that reaches a certain level, then we can put the model into production. And that's when we can feed it a new message, for example, win a holiday, and it will make an assessment of whether or not that is spam or not spam. When making that assessment, we get two things back from the package. We get a classification, spam or not spam, and we get a confidence score, which is an indication of how confident is the model that it made the right decision. And that is a score between 0 and 1 in this case. And we can set a threshold inside of our application saying that if we get a confidence score back with our classification of, say, above 0.8, then we are happy that the model made the right decision. And in that case, we can send the data onwards in our system for further processing. If the confidence score is too low, we're not happy. We would like to have a human look at the message and then make a decision of whether or not it is spam or not spam. And that decision will then enable us to send the data onwards into our system. But that decision shouldn't go to waste. So we feed the human input back into the training data as well. So that the more times we train our model, the smarter the model will become. So we'll move from a version 1.0 that doesn't know anything to maybe a version 1.1, 1.2, and so on. And each time we train the model with more and more data, it becomes smarter and smarter. And that way we will hit above the threshold more often. So with that, let's move into the platform and look at how we actually do this training of a model. Okay, so now we're inside the platform. And in order to run AiFabric packages, there's a couple of things we need to know. The first one is we need an enterprise license, or at least a trial of an enterprise license. If you just have a community license, you go into your licenses and you'll be able to request an enterprise trial, and that will give you instant access to, I believe, a 60-day enterprise trial. And once you get that done, as I have here, you can go to the tenants, select the tenant that you want to activate the AiFabric on, click the ellipses, click Edit Services, enable the AiFabric service over here. Click Save. I'll just click Cancel because it's already enabled. And that will give us over here the AiFabric button. And right now we have nothing in here, no projects. So we'll create a project and we'll just call it SMS Spam Detection. And I'll click Create. Now in here we have a few pages. We have a dashboard page which will show us an overview of this project. We have a datasets page, a packages page, a pipelines page, skills and logs, and we'll get to all of these in just a minute. But in order to sort of train a model to do something, we need to decide what model is it we want to train. So if we go to packages, we can add either an out-of-the-box package, or we can create our own model in, for example, Python, and add that to our project. We'll select out-of-the-box packages, and here we'll see that there's a few things to choose from. There's the whole document understanding library, and then there's also a few others. And in the language analysis group here, there's one that we like in particular. That's the English text classification, and that's what we're doing in this demo. So I'll select that. We can see here that it says this is a retrainable model. There's a description up here, and we can choose which version of the package do we want to install. And we only have 1.0 because this is the bare generic untrained package in its original version. So we'll click submit, and now we can give this package sort of an internal name, and I'll just call it spam detector. I can't select a version number. I could give it a description. I'm not going to. I'll just click submit. And now we have the 1.0 version of the spam detector package in our project. In order to train this package, we need data to put into it, as we saw in the slide deck. So I'll go to the datasets page, and I'll create a new dataset. And this one I'll just call training dataset. And I'll click create. And then we need to upload some files into that dataset so the model has some data to train from. So if we go to this folder where I have a couple of data files sitting, we can open this training data file with Notepad, and we can see that in here there's all of these text messages, and one of them, for example this one, says that I've been awarded a camera, I need to call a number, delivery within blah blah blah. It looks like a spam message, and if we go to the end of that line, we can see that it is classified as a spam message. And all of these messages are classified either as not spam or spam, as we can see in these two here. So we'll close the training file again. The evaluation data file looks very similar, and I'll upload the training file to this training dataset by dragging it in, clicking upload, and now we have the training data file in here. In order to train the package that we have with the data that we have, we need to create what's called a pipeline, and that's basically sort of a job where you tell the platform what to do with this dataset and this package we have. So I'll create a new pipeline, and these come in three flavors: either a training run where you train a model, an evaluation run where you evaluate the model, or a full pipeline run where you do both training and evaluation in one go. We'll do the training run now, and we'll choose the spam detector package that I named just before. We will choose major version 1, minor version 0, and we will choose the training dataset that I just uploaded. Then you can set a number of environment variables. We're not going to do that here. We could opt to enable GPU. I don't have GPU, which is basically where you buy into some dedicated hardware in the platform, which will speed up both the training and evaluation and use of AiFabric, but I don't have that. So I'll just click select to run the training now and click create. When I do that, it will take, well, a while to do the training. So I'll pause the video until then, and then we'll continue from there. So it's been a few hours. In fact, it's the next morning, and we can see that the training completed successfully. And the next thing we want to do is evaluate the training. So we do that by uploading an evaluation dataset. So I'll create a new dataset. I'll just call it evaluation dataset. Click create. And just as with the training dataset, we need to upload some data into this dataset. So I'll choose upload files, and then I'll select the folder that I had the evaluation and training data in. So I'll take the evaluation data and drag it into my dataset and upload it. And now it's ready to do the evaluation. So we will create a new pipeline to evaluate the data. So I'll create a new pipeline, and I will select that this is an evaluation run. I will select my spam detector package. I will select the major version 1. And since the package has been trained with my training data, I now have two minor versions, and I'll select minor version 1. I will select my evaluation dataset. And just as with the training, I will not enable GPU. I will select that I want to run it now, and I'll click create. And that starts the evaluation of the data. So this will take a few minutes. So I'll pause the video and get back to you once it's done. Okay, so it's been about 45 minutes. We can see that it ran the evaluation on package version 1.1, and we can see that it took 531 seconds. In addition to those 531 seconds, which is roughly 9 minutes, there was a packaging time. So all in all, it took about 40 minutes to do it. We can also see that there's a score over here of 0.99 and then a lot of decimals. And that means that in 99% of the cases, the model came to the same result as the result that was predefined in the evaluation data. That means that we have a model here that I would say is fairly accurate and that we can use in production. And in order to do that, we need to move on to the next page over here, which is the machine learning skills page. And what you do here is you take one of the packages that you now have. In our case, that is our version 1.1. We take that and we publish it. And by doing that, we make it available for us to use from within UiPath Studio. So I'll create a new skill. And I'll just call it spam detector. I will choose my package and I'll choose one as the major version and one as the minor version. And we can give it a description. Again, I'm not going to do that. And also I'm not going to enable GPU because I don't have that support. So I'll click create. And now it is deploying this skill. And that can also take a little while. So again, I'll pause the video and get back to you once it's deployed. Okay, so we can see now that the skill has been deployed and has changed its status from deploying to now being available. And that means we can use it inside UiPath Studio. So let's move into Studio. Here I have a blank process and I want to show you a couple of activities in isolation, and then we'll move into a process that is a little more involved in just a minute. So you want to install a package called UiPath ML Services Activities. And once you do that, you get this group in your toolbox. And inside of that, you have two subgroups called services and storage. Inside each of those, you have one activity. And the ML skill activity is the one I want to look at first. This knows that since I'm connected to my cloud platform, it knows which skills are published from that platform. And that's the spam detector skill that we just deployed a minute ago. If I select that, I can test the skill. And I can input a text string here, win $1,000. And then I put in call mom. Just to throw it off a little bit, I want to get a low confidence score in this one. So if I click test skill, I get a classification of spam, which is nice. And I get a confidence score of just below 0.8. And this is all there is to it. Of course, you need to input whatever input you have for the skill right here, and you'll get the output right here. And there's some other properties you can set. But this is really basic, and I'll show you more in just a minute inside the project. So if I delete that skill and try and put in the upload file skill, just as the ML skill activity, this knows that I'm connected to my platform and it knows which projects I have in that platform. And I have the SMS spam detection project. Inside of that, I have two datasets, evaluation and training, and I want to upload a file into my training dataset so that the next time I train my model, it will become a little bit smarter. I could use a path if I have subfolders in my dataset folder. I don't, but I could have. And then, of course, I need to provide the file name, and that could be, just the name of whatever, and that needs to be in quotes, but it's just a file name. And I'll use these two activities in a project that will open now to have a look at. So here inside the main SAML file, I have this project, and let me just clean this up a little bit. There we go. That's just my OCD talking. But this has four main groups of activities: classify message, task for human validation, upload to training dataset, and process message. And the first thing we do inside the classify message sequence here is we open an input dialog. We get the response from the user. We put that into our ML skill and get a response back. And we pass that response, which is JSON, to get a confidence and a classification. Then if we move out into the main view again, here we will make a decision on that confidence if that is below or above a certain threshold, which happens to be 0.8 set in this variable. If it's below that, we go to this sequence over here, which creates a task in UiPath Action Center. And then we can manually go into Action Center and then give some feedback to that task. And while we do that, it waits for us to complete the task. Once we do, the process continues, and it will then, let me just close this and zoom out. It will then go to this sequence over here, which uploads the data that we just entered into the data set using this activity down here. So once that is done, we should see another file in our training dataset, and I'll show you that in a minute. And then it goes on to this sequence over here, which it would also do if the threshold was met or the confidence level was above the threshold. And it would go into this process message sequence. In this example, it doesn't do anything. It just writes a line. But in a real project, it would probably throw out the spam messages and forward the real messages to whoever was the recipient. And then it continues, actually goes back up to this first activity. So this is actually an infinite loop that keeps asking for new messages to evaluate. Again, this is not a real project. It's just to show you how it works. So let's try and run it. The first thing that happens is that it shows us this input dialog. And we will input the message we had before. And knowing that the confidence level for this message was just below 0.8, which is our threshold, this should move into this activity over here, where it creates this form task in Action Center. Then once that's done, you can see the status up here in the debugging menu up here is to continue. If I press continue here, it switches to resume, and that means that it's waiting for someone to complete something. And if we go into the Action Center, we can see that there is an unassigned task in here for us to classify this text message. It's not assigned to anyone, so I'll assign it to myself. And I can say that this is definitely spam. And I'll submit the task, and now the task is completed. That means that we hit resume over here, and then the process will continue. In the real world, if you do this in a deployed process, this will not block any other processes from being executed. So don't worry about that. So now we should hit another breakpoint here where we want to upload the file, and we want to upload the file into our training dataset. So again, if we move into our AiFabric platform here, into our project, into the datasets, into the training dataset, we can see that there's only the original CSV file here that we uploaded to begin with. So back into Studio and then continue our process. Now we are back up into the very first activity where we asked the user for a message. That means that we should have now in our dataset, if I refresh, we should have another file in here. And this is the file that if we download it and open it, and I'll just resize, we can see that this is now new training data for the model to consume and to learn from. And that's really the purpose of this whole demo. So this was just a very quick example of how to use these activities. If you are curious about Action Center, make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, because I am working on a video on the Action Center, which is actually quite nice. So do subscribe and hit the notification bell. And if you like this video, don't hesitate to hit the thumbs up. So that's it for this time. Thank you.